This is a video overview of the Holiday Coro QuickTree seed pixel mounting system. At the heart of this system is the topper. And in this particular case, we have a 64 at 360 degrees and a 32 at 360. There are other available mounting options for unique circumstances, high pixel counts, that type of thing. Now, what's common among all of these is, first of all, we have the seed mounting connections on the side. This is fairly simple. You simply take your seed pixels, and these could be 1 inch, 2 inch, any spacing you have, and you simply just take the pixels, making sure the pixel is facing outward. Just slide it into the slot, turn it, and pull it in. It is now captured into this slot, and it goes down. Now, if you're doing a zigzag, you can turn around and go from the bottom to the top and then back down again. That is a common configuration. Just simply take the seed pixel, put it back in, and you can see now we simply just make a loop and we're going from bottom to top and top back to the bottom. Now, what is common with this system is how we mount it. We have captured floor flanges. In this particular case, with this system, it's 1/2 inch black pipe floor flanges. These are commonly available in all the stores, such as Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards. And if you're in a foreign country, they are probably also available in metric sizes. Now, they simply have holes around the outside, and those are captured between two of them on the top and the bottom. Now, the reason there are two is, one, so we spread out our load. So when we're capturing the two floor flanges, we're actually squishing them between the topper. The second is the top floor flange allows you to put on another pipe and then continue on to go up to a star. So typically you'll put on a 2-foot length of 1/2 inch black pipe. Now, the black pipe, example that here is just standard black pipe. This can be found in the plumbing section. It is commonly available with the threads already cut into it, so it's super easy. You simply just take it and thread it in, and if you need to, you can also use some pliers to tighten it down. So without any real assembly, you simply just attach it. Now, what we have here is we have some eye hooks on the bottom. These eye hooks simply go through. You use a nut on one side and another nut on the other side. In this case, we have a locking nut for security. And we simply just slide them through, put our nuts on each side. And what this allows is this allows us to have a secure point for guy wires. Now, your tree size and wind load conditions and a variety of other factors may dictate whether or not you need guy wires. So if you do not need guy wires, you can just use regular 1/4 inch 20 bolts. If you do use guy wires, this is the point at which you would then attach your guying. Guying can be just simply rope or paracord, or it can be something more sophisticated like stainless steel aircraft cable. All right. Now, again, to support our structure, we simply have the black pipe. And this will be in the height of your tree. So for example, you may have purchased a 10-foot tree, and commonly you can buy that pipe in 10-foot sections. If that's hard to get home in your car, you can buy 2 5-foot sections and then a coupler that goes in between that will allow you to couple the sections together. If you purchase parts from Holiday Coro, they may have a coupler with them. All right, so we will show in another video the entire structure that includes all the parts below this in more detail. All right, so this is the top of the tree, and when we have our strings, they're going to go down to the base of the tree to what's called the base ring. Now, that base ring is, in our particular design, made out of PEX pipe. This is, again, from the plumbing section, super inexpensive. It's 3/4, and on our outside base rings, we will have the pipe going through this. Your strings will attach to this pipe. Now, this pipe will go to the center and then connect with a 5-way 1/2 inch connector. So what we'll have here is this will go up to the top of the topper. This will go outside to provide stability. And then this is the outside ring or base ring, and then that's the actual base ring where we're attaching it. Now, let's look at what we have to attach that to. So once you get to the bottom of your string, you will have a tension clip. This tension clip allows you to attach a seed pixel into it and go up from there. And then it has holes either here through for a larger zip tie, or if you have smaller holes here for what is commonly used is these. These are just standard bungee cords. And the advantage to using a bungee cord over a zip tie, because a zip tie would be set specifically, you would probably use a zip tie larger than this particular design. And here, the problem with this is that it does not allow any kind of adjustment. It also means that the pixel is very close to the ground. So typically what we want is a little bit of adjustment so that if the tree moves around, we don't put too much stress on the seed pixels, because these are not generally that strong. And it also allows us to get a little bit up off of the ground. So if you've got grass or snow, allows you to get a little bit higher above that. So you would use a bungee cord of various different sizes. So if you've got a 12-inch bungee cord, you will get 6 inches by going back through and around. All right, again, what you would do, just take that through there, put this in the clip, and if you need to ensure this doesn't move around, you can either, one, wrap it around. This also works to take up some space if you don't need that amount of length, like this. Or you can also zip tie these in place. And so now this allows you to have a little bit of play. So if your tree is rocking around or somebody hits the string, it'll allow it to adjust. And again, also giving you that gap for your snow or grass or other types of things. All right, now how do you secure that? Now once you have this pipe on the ground along with your supports here, you're going to use stakes, and these can be anything you decide. Now we do recommend you secure these to the ground. Now your ground may not be actual dirt. It may be rocky, such as in Austin or Colorado, or you may be putting it on asphalt or concrete. So you may need other mounting options, such as sandbags put around the pipes instead of something piercing the ground. Any way you do it, it does need to be secured so that it will not fall over. You should not depend upon the outrigger here going to the base ring for complete support. And you would simply take your stakes and put them through, securing them to the ground. Now these can be candy cane style stakes, or they can be U stakes, and people use all different manners. If you have stakes like this and you want to zip tie it, then you can absolutely do that. You can also use traditional landscaping nails with zip ties. Okay, so this makes up the majority of your tree. Now let's talk about the pixels involved. The pixels will typically either come in rolls. So if your tree has a non-standard non-50, 100, 200 count, which is typical, you may purchase bulk strings. And if you purchase bulk strings, they're typically sold in 1,000 pixel lengths, you would then need to build out your strings. And this is not uncommon, and it's not that hard to do. You simply just cut the pixels to length and then use our solder shrink tubes, item number 177, just slide them right over this. Take your torch or Bic lighter and heat it up along with your pigtail. And you just slide all this together into the shrink tube, and we have of course videos on how to do this, and that'll make a waterproof and mechanical connection. This allows you to make your tree exactly the width or height that you may want. And we do actually recommend, unless you have a very well-defined tree purchased from Holiday Coro as a kit, go ahead, build your entire tree, put the pixels on the tree and measure their length. Because again, you may have some differences from your bungee cords or your width or your height, and the way you've built it, it may change that. You can also, of course, use standard off-the-shelf pre-made strings like this. Again, these typically come in 50 or 100 counts. One concern there is if you do have to splice multiple strings together, it can start to affect your spacing. So when you put these connectors in the middle, it does not maintain the spacing, and you have to zip tie them to create that spacing. So bulk rolls, while a little bit more work, are less expensive and much more accommodating to your customization. A few other minor items you might need. You may need extension cables. If you're mounting your controller will mount to the center pole when it's going upward, and you may need band clamps. For our Holiday Coral HC2500, you can just band clamp that with 2 band clamps. And another item you may need is if you're coupling multiple sections of PEX, because you maybe have a 4-foot section and you need 8 foot, you can use these couplers to couple them together. And you'll need a couple of tools. The typical tools you'll need: either a wrench, socket, or crescent type style. You'll probably also need a screwdriver, and if you're doing the pipes, we do recommend sort of a pipe wrench or crescent wrench or slip joint pliers, and of course good old-fashioned dikes or cut-off pliers for cutting zip ties, stripping wires, and those types of things. Now, all these parts are listed on our website, and we have exact links to these. Many of these parts we sell directly if you can't source them in your particular area or you just want it as a complete kit. If you have any additional questions about how to build your particular megatree, feel free to reach out to us using the Contact Us link.